All right, I'll start this one off with a lame joke, and it's one of those weeks, okay? And maybe you've had one, maybe you haven't, but I asked my boss for a raise because three companies are after me. He said, "Okay, well, which ones?" I said, "Gas, electric, water." It's dumb. Anyways, you ever have one of those weeks where it's just like shit is just not going your way? It's like everything feels like it's going against you, and it feels like you just can't pull yourself out, and that's how it's been for me. It just feels like it's one thing after another, and you try to focus, on the positive, and it's just like it just keeps coming at you. And one of the things I try to do is when I have those weeks or that, those kind of days, those kind of weeks, those kind of months, and last year was that kind of year, but it's been one of those weeks, and what I try to do is I try to do a couple things. Number one, and I'm curious, what what do you do to pull yourself out of that, and like for me, I like hitting the gym, I like hitting the dojo, I like working out. um, I like reading. I'll read a business book, or a business biography of someone, not an autobiography of that they wrote themselves, but something about that someone else wrote about the business person, because you get all, like, as they say, warts and all. You get the full you get the full story. The stuff they went through, the good stuff they did, the bad stuff they did, the craziness of their lives. Because then it's nice because you don't feel like you're the only one with a crazy life. And I like to focus too on what I'm gonna do next week. Like when I have a bad week or a bad day, I think, what am I gonna do next week? And what I try to do is I try to think like, what am I gonna do that's big? I'm gonna do something big. I'm gonna do something way bigger than I've done. And I'm gonna do that next week. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna work on it tomorrow. I'm gonna work on it through the weekend. I'm gonna work on it next week, because if I can come out of a bad week, or a bad bad day, a bad week, but then come out bigger, that's a plus. And that's one thing I've always tried to do is when I hit a rough spot, I try to make things better going forward. I'll tell you a quick story too. I don't know if I've told the story before, on here, because I haven't told it many times. But when I first got together with my now wife, I bought her an engagement ring, and I had no money. Like, when I tell you I had no money, I had no money. Debts up to my ears, whatever. And I was 20. I don't know. I was in my late 20s, whatever. And I bought her an engagement ring, and I bought it online. And this is back. This is 20 years ago, when online was not like it is now, where you have like a lot of reviews, you have a lot of consumer protection. 20 years ago, things were just kind of starting, not starting online, but commerce was just starting to, like, the snowball was starting to snowball online, and really it was like the Wild West, and there was not a whole lot of consumer protections, and it was easy to get ripped off online. So I buy this ring, and then I get it, and it looks totally different than what it was. Okay, but I'm like, okay, well, I'll still give it to her. And it was like 1,100 bucks, and that's a lot of money, but and especially back then, it was more than I had. Like, it was more, not more than I had. It was way more than I had. I didn't have $1,100, but I scraped together 1,100 bucks. Probably put on my credit card or something, whatever it was, and then I gave it to her, and she was just like, okay. It sucked, man. Let me tell you, it was terrible. And I get it. I can't even say I blamed her for it, because it was shitty, and I think it turned out to be fake. I don't remember, but I think it ended up turning out to be fake, and I try to return it, and the company basically told me the it was like a smaller little company. They basically told me to F off, and there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. Um, I tried. I worked different angles to try to get my money back, and I lost. And so what I did is afterwards, it hurt. Like it's one of those times where it's like a big punch in the gut, And I said, okay, well, I have to somehow get my money back, even if it's not directly from that company. I gotta make that money back somehow. And at the time, I smoked cigarettes. And I forgot what the amount was. I think at the time they were maybe like $5 a pack. And I smoked about a pack a day or whatever. And I said, okay. I said, well, and I don't remember the exact calculations, but I think it was like, okay, well, if I'm smoking like a pack a day, it's like $150 a month. Um, 100, $150 a month I'm spending on cigarettes. That if I stop smoking, then within the year, I've gotten my money back. And I said to myself, okay, I said, okay, I'm gonna quit smoking for the year, if for the next 12 months, get my money back, and after that, then I can go back to it. Okay, but I'm at least gonna get my money back. And so I ended up quitting, and I didn't go back to it, which is it's kind of funny, but um, sometimes I think that's what you got to do. I think that we all have setbacks. We all have things we go through. We all have those punches in the gut. And sometimes they're bigger than others. And whatever it is so my point is this: is that when I look back to like when I got ripped off on that ring, I don't have. It's not like I look back and I laugh because it's still one of those things where I'm like, but I don't have any ill feelings towards it. Like it's not like I look back and go, oh, them jerks. Oh, I'm still pissed off about that. I'm not pissed off about that. I don't have any ill feelings towards it because I turned into a positive, And I'm not saying like, oh, pat myself on the back, but I'm saying it hurt so bad I had to do something to make it right in my mind, like in my mind I had to do something. And I'm saying it's the same thing. Like when you're going through shit, which we all do, when you have that bad day or you have that bad week or you have that bad month or you have that financial loss or whatever it might be, do something, whatever it might be, to turn it around, to make it positive going from there. So when you look back at that time or that setback, you're not still pissed off about it. You look back, you say, well, hey, it was because of that I started doing this, or I got a second job, or I got this new job, or I started maybe asking for referrals of my business, or I started making more phone calls in my job, whatever it might be. But you got to turn into a positive.